Hello once again. Today is Monday the 6th of April. Good evening. I'm Ajahn Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center in Aberdeen. Today we have a very wonderful weather with warm weather. I suppose that every one of us wish to go out and have a sunbathe. And despite of a lockdown, there are a number of people again still going out and enjoying the weather. With this difficult situation, uncertain environment, since we have been isolating and having a social distances as we go out, life became very different. The way we go out of the house, the way we communicate with the other people, and the way we stay together, again, being very, very different lifestyle than we used to. And now we have to adapt into this new way of living, whether we like it or not, but we have to sacrifice to save ourselves as well as to others. So it's a very difficult time for every one of us. I remember there is one simile that is given that our life is like we are on a boat, or we are walking on the surface of the water. We're very unstable and wobbly, but as it goes, in a few minutes or for a while later, we will be able to maintain and manage to stand still or be one with a boat. And this is the uncertainty and different situation that we are facing. And it's like we are on a boat, that we are not stable yet. There must be different questions to arise. I have not got this virus. Why can't I go out and play or out and enjoy? And some probably having worries about the future, that what is going to be. So, in this difficult situation, I suppose it's like settling on a boat. It's a very different lifestyle. We have to remind ourselves all the time to wash our hands, keeping a social distance whenever we go out, or if necessary going to shoppings or going to work, and self-isolating. In the meantime, it is recommended that if you go out, you have to wear a mask. So these are the new tools that we have to use. But above all, one very important thing that we have to have with us is mindfulness or mindful awareness. If we are not mindful and we don't have awareness of what we are doing, let's say when we go out and we do not wear a mask, we neglect it, heedlessly go out, or we do not keep a social distance, then obviously due to our negligence of not being mindful, it may be vulnerable that we may get the virus. In the meantime, when we go out or hold something or going out for shopping, and once we got back, if we do not wash our hands but we touch our face unmindfully, then again there is a very probable chance that we get the virus. So that's why one of the very important tools that we should have in this difficult situation is mindful awareness. Awareness of how we go out and how we communicate with other people and how we behave in these new circumstances. So we need to be mindful that we are not going to touch our face, rub our eyes, or touch our nose before we wash our hands. In the meantime, when we go out for shopping or work, constantly reminding ourselves to be mindful of keeping a distance. And when we are coughing or sneezing again, having a good distance or covering ourselves. So these are the certain activities we should be doing with great mindfulness and awareness. So that's why this is one of the very, very essential tool, I would say, that we have to develop in this very difficult circumstance. And to develop this mindful awareness, we have to work at least sometimes a day, like charging a battery in our mobile phones. If we use it for a longer period of time, when battery runs out, and when we charge it, we leave it connected with the sockets, electric sockets. So same with the development of mindful awareness. We have to be connected. And this connection is, as I said yesterday, an ability to stop in this present moment, here and now. And stopping is not just physically doing nothing and staying stationary, but also mentally being able to stop in this present moment, here and now. And this art of stopping is so good that it helps to develop our mindful awareness. It's like charging a battery. As we leave it for a longer period of time, the battery of the mobile phone will be charged and increase gradually. So stopping here, both physically and mentally, in this present moment. So my teacher, Luang Por Sot, where I was in Bangkok, in his temple, he was one of the very famous meditation master. He said, I'm just repeating again, that in a spiritual journey you have to know how to stop. The very moment when you stop, you have arrived, which is completely different than in a world worldly living. So stopping. And the word stop, I would like to extend it from there. As the stop, I would like to use it as an acronym. S is seeing things clearly. And as we sit down doing nothing, connected with body and mind in this present moment, seeing this moment clearly, as it is, the way it is, as you are in this very moment. And this seeing, even the Buddha said in the Satipatthana Sutta, that when you are sitting, you know that you are sitting. When you are walking, you know that you are walking. When you are standing, you know that you are standing. Even further, he said, yato yato nang panihitang yatha yatha nang panihitang tatha tatha nang pasyanati. Which means, in whichever posture or whichever ways you are, you know that. So seeing in this way, seeing very clearly, and seeing this is in a very clear way, help us to be here and now, in this present moment. And now your mind is sitting along with this body in this present moment. You can observe yourself whether your mind is connected with this body or not. Seeing this state of the mind that is connected with this body. So seeing it clearly, connected. And for tea, taking a time to be aware of your state of the mind and your body, ability to be aware. And when you take your time to be aware of it, do not rush that, oh, I cannot see my mind. Oh, I cannot see my mind is setting down in my body. My mind is constantly thinking onto something. I want to keep this mind into my body, connected with my body, focusing in my body, but I cannot do it. I want to do it now. So like that, do not rush. If you are rushing too much, there are too much desire. You want to be, you want to have it, you don't want it to be. So that is the desire, the cause of the sufferings. So we are not desiring to have anything, or we are not suppressing, or we are not substituting one to another. In a practice, we simply take our time to observe and see how my mind is and how my body is in this present moment as it is stopping here. So take your time. And when you take your time to see what's going on in this present moment the way it is, and once you have known, once you have observed, once you know that this is the way it is, you have fully acknowledged it, in that moment, again, simply observing as they are. There's no opinion, no objections, no liking and no disliking. So it's observation, observing objectively without having any opinions. So that's for O. And this observation is the way our body is and the way our mind is as we are meditating, as we are connected here. And this observation time, we are not proliferating. We are not generating into liking and disliking. The mind, that it's a nature that always goes off from connecting with this body, with the breath or the body. At that moment, just simply observe it. As I said, seeing it with your own time and observing it objectively as it is. And when we observe it again, objectively, and in a practice, there is no quick fix. There is no quick fix. You have to be very patient and doing continuously without any breaks. So here, without any breaks, doing continuously with your patience means seeing as you are sitting here, the body and the mind is just stopping here in this moment. Stopping here. And patiently watching it, observing it, knowing it. So the patience is another form which is the key in the practice. Buddha even said, one of the gathas, stanzas, that patience is the greatest practice. So if we can develop patience in the practice, an ability to be patiently working continuously, being mindful of this moment, what you are doing, stopping here and now, then it helps. It generates this sense of a positivity, and it generates the energy to continue the practice, cultivation of the mind, developing this awareness, an ability to comprehend it in its true nature. And with this, what happens is our mindfulness awareness develops so much. We become a very sharp, we become a very alert. As I mentioned, we are bringing the Buddha in us, as yesterday we've been practicing. We're bringing the Buddha in us. So we ourselves developing or just opening up our heart to welcome the Buddha. The sense of a knowing, sense of alertness, and sense of enjoyment, awakened. When we have that quality, and with this practicing, learning to be here in this present moment, just stopping will help us to extend that knowledge, that practice into day-to-day life, in our daily life. So whatever we are doing, simply being aware of it. Ability to see it clearly and patiently developing this insight. So this acronym, STOP, that I have elaborated, S for seeing it clearly, whatever is happening in body and the mind, taking your time to see it clearly without any rush. Do not rush to see it. And once you have seen it, then again observing it objectively in its true nature. And lastly, patiently developing this awareness, being able to be conscious about the situation that we are in. And this is the mind section, in fact, in the practice. Mental work. A very moment when we know this mind with this composition of these four, understanding of it, then we will be able to stop and relax in this very moment, pausing from all other unwholesome thoughts that may arise. So, practicing this, learning to stop both the body and the mind in this present moment, and see that how much you can extend sitting, observing, stopping here in this present moment. Each time when mind just wanders off, an ability to see that again clearly and bring it back to the moment here and now with this body and the mind, aware of this present moment. And this moment again, you may use the breath as an anchor, or you may bring the Buddha in you, reciting the words, whichever word you would like to bring in, maybe Buddha, Samma, Arahang, repeating it again and again, just to be here in this present moment, just to comforting us. And this practice is kind of a basic things that we have to develop, and reconnecting again and again, until our mind becomes so familiar and we have a control over it, and we can stop in this present moment, here and now. And it doesn't matter which situation we are in, when we see it clearly how my mind is, then we will be able to stop from any proliferation, any exaggeration, any commentaries, but we see it clearly as they are, which is the right understanding, samadhi, which is the panya. And the Buddha mentioned it on the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra, the first discourse of the Buddha, said, Chakkung Uddapadi. So Dhamma I has been arisen in you. So that's simply because you have seen it clearly with your full understanding from your own experiential level of understanding. Then that's how you will be developing the right mindfulness and awareness, and then we will be able to use it in our day-to-day life to be happy and healthy. Lastly, I would like to thank you, all the members, those who have donated after I have announced some support to the temple, particularly Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas, for your kind, generous donation of £100, and Sita from Cardiff, £30. Thank you very much. And Colin from Aberdeen, £20. and David and Lena for £100 towards the upkeeping of the center. And meantime, those who would like to contribute towards the center and upkeeping the center, you are most welcome, and I appreciate your support. So with this, I offer this as a reflection for tonight. May you be happy, well, and stay safe and stay healthy. Most importantly, be mindful whatever you do, and be mindful as you touch your face, be mindful as you go out, and be mindful of self-distance. Whatever you do, be mindful. May you be happy, peaceful. May the Triple Gem bless you. Good night.